Hey, Danny here from SickBiker Studio. Yesterday, I just told you that there is no cross-country $500 mountain bikes because these just don't exist. You need to spend more money for cross-country, but cross-country is also not for the beginners. And today I'm showing you $500, even way less. We are starting with $350 mountain bikes for the beginners. And on this episode, I'm gonna tell you first what features to look at when spending about between $300 and $550. Then I'm going to show you 10 bikes I would recommend, and at the end maybe some upgrade ideas. But first off, let me show you what means overpriced. This bike is overpriced. This is 660 euros, so about $700. We've got 26-inch wheels. We've got very basic components, Shimano Tourney. Very basic. These are not at all made for even mountain biking. Shimano say this is the city group set which has the design so it looks like a mountain bike group set. $700 is way too much. Why I'm showing you this? Ghost make very good bikes. This is just overpriced. For 2018 I would really wait until it goes below 500, maybe even $400. If you are just standing against some $700 bike in your local store, check out my video just on your smartphone, compare the components, and then you will see whether your bike in your store, local store, would be better for the money. Okay, so let's start with 350, and first off, what features to look at. As a beginner, and when spending between $300, $600, maybe $500, you're gonna have three choices of the wheel size. So 26-inch wheel like this one, then 27.5, a little bit higher, and then 29er, much higher. 26-inch wheels on the mountain bike for the beginner are not outdated at all. This is me, SickBiker, telling you that. And there are many advantages of 26-inch wheels for the beginner. First off, this bike will be easier to maneuver than 29er for the beginner. This bike on the very basic components with heavy as hell fork and just heavy frame, everything will be here pretty much heavy, will be significantly lighter than 29er on the same group set. So also if you have like basic fork, basic components on 29-inch wheel bike, 29-inch wheel bike will be 1 kilo more, which is significant. Of course, beginners riders will weigh from 60 to 150 kilograms. That's right. But we are looking at the bikes. 26-inch wheels are not bad, are not outdated, and also these bikes are easier to transport in your car. This is also something I would look at. Okay, so the size of the wheels is important. Now, what you should not really look at is the disc brakes, because many bikes even for $200 have disc brakes. Awesome, I'm buying disc brakes. People, the V brakes will be much better than most of the super budget mechanical disc brakes. Okay, yes, I showed you a couple of days ago Tektro Spire, TRP Spire mechanical disc brakes, which are good, but these are not budget brakes and not for super cheap bikes. So don't simply assume that, okay, I've got disc brakes, this is more value. Not necessarily. V-brakes can be really good. If you have good compound of these pads, replacing the pads is just a couple of bucks. It's no problem. And for the beginner, the stopping power will be just enough. Okay? The next thing not to look at is the number of the gears in the rear. Usually at this price level, we're gonna have 3 gears in the front and 7 to 9 gears in the rear. 7 is okay. 3x7 will let you go pretty much anywhere. Here you can also see this lowest mega range sprocket, which is made for climbing, and with the smallest ring in the front you will really easily go up the hill, even if you are not in really good shape just yet, but you will be, right? So this is it. One thing to consider is whether this part here, the sprockets, is the cassette or the freewheel. If it's a freewheel, You're not gonna be able to upgrade into Cassette without changing at least the hub or maybe the whole wheel, because the wheel will be cheap and replacing the hub will be just too expensive. So look at this here. So it says Cassette, but it's just like the sprocket in the rear, and then it says Freewheel. So it's threaded, it's not the Cassette part. But this bike I would never buy with having some upgrades in mind. This is just to see what mountain biking is, just some easy trails, but yes, you can climb, you can have fun in the forest, somewhere in the mountains on the lower speed with nothing really serious. Okay, this is important info, that's why I'm giving you those. So 26-inch wheel for $350. This is very good bike for a beginner. Okay, the fork will be heavy, it won't be good quality. I would rather want to have even rigid fork here, but this is how it is. So I would recommend $350 with these components are just okay. All right, cool, let's go further. So this is Fuji Nevada, and if you look at their website, they also have the newer model, because this one is 217, this one is 218, and the newer model come with 27.5-inch wheels, so a little bit larger. Still good for women also, and for some beginners. These are good wheels, good bikes. So this one is $500 retail price, pretty good one. The next one, and this is getting very interesting, Giant Talon. Giant Talon, you can use it as a, how should we call it, marker or something to really compare to, because Giant Talon, Giants say this is in their Sport XC bikes range. Okay, they do have the XC on the off-road, so cross-country, and they also have Sport XC, but forget about XC here. This is not XC bike, this is not cross-country bike, and even some components like the forks, for example, will not be made for going over the drops and rock gardens as you go on the cross-country. Just misleading name, but the bikes are very good, and Giant will give you the option of 29-inch wheel and 27.5. Please consider 27.5. Don't just assume, oh, Nino Schurter is riding 29er, and maybe this is going to be your first mountain bike and it's gonna have nothing to do with what Nino Schurter does on the trails. Okay, this is sweet bike, $520 retail price. Giant have good alloy, they do make good frame, and I believe that the lowest model is not just the frame they buy from somebody else without even caring about the quality. If this is still the Giant's quality and it's called here Alu XX grade alu frame, it's okay. So 2018 model, $520, really good stuff. Okay, some upgrades maybe in the future. So this bike I would buy even with some upgrades in mind. Okay, the next one is also Giant, but this one is from another category. So this is off-road. Talon was Sport XC, let's just say Sport MTB, and there's also off-road recreation, and here is my offer to you guys, ARX with no front suspension. This is gonna be stiff, this is gonna be more precise and much more fun if you want to learn some let's say first bunny hops, some small bunny hops or wheeling. The front end will be much lighter than with these super heavy budget forks. So do consider ARX, $490, basic components, very basic components, but pretty nice frame, and the bike looks pretty awesome with this rigid fork in the front. So consider that, do consider this bike. It has all the gearing you need, it has, let's say, basic but good brakes. You can go for the mountains, you know, you can go for alpines, you can go for single tracks on this bike. As long as you don't go over the drops, jumps, it will be awesome. So this is what Giant offer, and this is really good. This one is 27.5-inch wheel. The next one, pretty beautiful felt. I'm gonna try to feature for you different brands on different episodes, because there's so many nice brands. Felt, This batch 790, I just love the look of the bike. It is not that often that bike for $550 here dollars will look that beautiful. These budget bikes are kind of make not to look so awesome. This one is cool, 27.5 inch wheels, and also we've got tubeless ready rims, so this is cool. This is something I told you you would not get for $500, but there you go, $550. You have this. On most of the bikes you won't have tubeless ready system for $500. Here you've got, so maybe you get $50 discount or $30 discount, and you are very close to $50 to $500. And here we've got 3x8 drivetrain, and this is the Shimano Acera. So this is not Shimano Tourney. Shimano Tourney is the crankset, the shifters and derailleurs are Acera, which is good because Tourney rear derailleur is a very crappy rear derailleur, but I'm gonna tell you that just at the end, a bit more about it. The next one, Cube Aim, beautifully looking bike, about $500. This is what it cost, and it has this Tourney rear derailleur, which is a crap. It is a crap, but the bike looks pretty nice. It has alloy frame. The Cube is maybe not just yet that recognized, and there are some people saying that Cube is not very good quality, but I would not really mind to buy for myself as a first bike Cube Aim, $500. Very nice paint also. The graphics of Cube are one of the best ones. And now we are getting close to really good deals. Here we have on the eventcycles.com we have Scott Aspect. It won't be available for US because they don't send Scott from UK to US, but you can certainly find it in US. And here it is so interesting. Just look at the price. It's $500 and it's 3 different wheel sizes. It's 29er, 27.5, 26 inch wheels. Awesome bikes. No disc brakes. I would not even bother about, oh, there is no disc brakes. Scott is just the brand you pay for the Scott label here in the front. No, Scott make good bikes, and for a budget bike, I am really happy that such a brand as Scott or Giant, who make really pro bikes, still think about budget riders. Okay, so 29er, 27.5, 26 for the beginner. I would recommend either 27.5 or 26. So if you are afraid that your son, who is now, let's say, 15 years old, will be just ashamed by his friends that he's not riding 29ers because 29er is the thing, so just buy 27.5. It's still on top, right? 26er, okay, for these new generations it might seem outdated, but if you buy the bike for yourself and your wife and you want to have just some fun on the trails in the forest, 26 is not a bad choice. It just isn't. And I've seen many women on the single tracks just getting off the 29er bike on those switchbacks because they say this bike is just too long. 26er will be much more agile and easy to maneuver. That's it. And now 2 of the top bikes for about $500. This is sale. Both bikes are on sale. Merlin Cycles Diamondback Myers 1.0 to 17, $476. Awesome components for the price, and awesome bike for the price. So we have finally the RockShox sector. It's not just that RockShox is better than Santor, it isn't, but this sector fork has 32mm stanchions, something I talked about yesterday. So stiffer, and it has 140mm of travel. So this bike is really made for fat. This is not also XC bike. This is trail for fun bike, I would say. On some trails, on some berms, on some little jumps. This will take the beating, and also tubeless ready wheels. Really cool. And Sram X5. Why there's so many budget bikes on Sram components? It's only Shimano. I do like Shimano, but you see, the only bike with Sram X5 components, and the cassettes of Sram are now best in the world. That's my opinion. Very good, very good choice 476. What sizes are still available? There is 15 size, so it's a small size. It's between medium and small. So, but first bike for a teenager, awesome machine. And then the last one is also Diamondback. This one is Overdrive 1, $330, and this is the best bike I can right now see for sale, and it's in all the sizes. I believe they sent for US, so this is for US only, I believe. But really, let's just see the components. So we've got the XCT coil spring fork, budget coil spring. Okay, it's there for the price, but 330 here. Okay, we do have the alloy frame like on all of the bike. Turny in the front, but good that the rear derailleur is not turny, it's Acera. Okay, shifters are Altus, pretty good, just okay. And 3x8 drivetrain, you can get anywhere with this bike. 27.5 inch wheels, very good choice in my opinion. And $330, this is something I would not often use this word, but this is a bargain in my opinion. So it is really worth it to check out Diamondback. I remember last year I did some episodes saying that Diamondback bikes, the bikes I was showing at least, were overpriced, but this one is a bargain. I do like it, and it looks cool. It doesn't really look like a very budget bike. So this is something I wanted to show you. At the end I said some upgrades ideas. So any bike of these bikes which had the Shimano Tourney derailleur, I would replace it with, let's say, if you already replaced, then don't go just for Acera, go for Alivio. Alivio will have much more stable springs. So Tourney is pretty bad in this matter, so I would go for Alivio. And the next upgrade, that would be the first probably, is changing the saddle to the saddle that fits you, and maybe some foam grips on the handlebars. I would definitely buy bar ends for myself. So not many people use it now. I don't know why. These are so cool and help a lot, but definitely the saddle must be for your butt, must be super comfy. And just know, Shimano Tourney, as I love this this brand, I do love this brand so much, but Tourney is a crap in terms of the rear derailleur especially. So have that in mind. Otherwise, I would just replace on the bike what just wears out. So if the crankset wears out, I would replace the square tapered or the Octalink with the one-piece crankset. You can see that on my other episode about some upgrades. This is it, guys. So tell me what do you think. And we're gonna go up the price range now, back to road bikes. So we'll see what we can buy for just about $800, $1,000. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye bye.